I welcome once again all the participants for the second day of the faculty development program on cloud computing. And today's session, we are focusing on installing Google App Engine and launching web applications using GAE Launcher. And let me introduce today's resource person. Today's resource person is Mr. C.M. Varun, Assistant Professor, working in Department of Information Technology, St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering. He did his BE in Computer Science in St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering, and he completed ME Computer Science from the Indian Engineering College, and he currently pursuing a PhD from Anna University. He is having a vast, wide research areas in cloud computing, cloud security, web security, big data analytics, web programming, etc. He has 9 years of teaching experience, and he is a certified trainer of EMC Square, Alizon, and ICT Academy. He trained around 300 students in cloud infrastructure and services. Also, he trained around 300 students in data science and big data analytics in R, and also web designing, which includes HTML, scripting languages, PHP, as well as MySQL. He is a technical as well as non-technical public speaker, and he is a organizer for this program. Especially, he organized 30 virtual seminars during this lockdown period, and he has guided so many projects related to web applications, and he created websites for the Diocese of Puluthirai. And he's a passionate and creative graphic designer. His graphic designs are available in all our college campus. So with this introduction, we can start today's session. I request the today's resource person, Varun sir, to take over the session. Varun sir.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, thank you for your introduction. And I need to thank the management, Andrew sir, Anthony sir, and Andros man for giving me this opportunity. Maybe this session is completely about App Engine, as mentioned in the brochure. There is a cloud computing laboratory in Anna University 2017 regulation syllabus. Okay. So this particular session is completely based towards that syllabus, how to take this to the students. Okay. Many of them may be knowing about this App Engine, and but how to take this particular thing to the students in our lab. Okay, that is the main thing we need to concentrate. So what we have made some research, and we have identified some shortcuts to complete this particular lab with a limited infrastructure, so that all the colleges throughout Tamil Nadu can use it very easily. Okay, that is the main objective of this particular session. So before we get into this session, we have some work to do. That is, if your chat window is enabled, you can let me share you a link there. So a small poll we are conducting. Okay, so you please participate in that poll, and we are expecting your response soon. So I am just sending you a link there. So you can enter your vote there in the poll. It is completely regarding what are the methods you are using, through which device you are getting into this particular FDP. So wait, we are just starting the poll. So hope you have received and you are started getting the response.
Sir, how many responses did you receive? How
Ma'am,
many responses so far you have? How many responses you have received so
it
far?
is displayed there. So many were through laptops or PCs and some from mobile. So what is our main objective for this particular poll is to just know how you have get into the things so that we can plan accordingly. And so we hope we int almost most of them have completed their poll. Unable to see the pool. Sorry, we have stopped the poll so that some may not be unable to see it. No issues, even though if you take or not, no issues. There is nothing with that. We just want to know how you have entered into that so that we have conducted it. So it is not visible, sir. We have, ma'am, we have closed it, so it is not visible to you. We have closed the poll. Okay. So this session is, as I said, it is completely about the Google Engine. So before getting into this Google App Engine, let me know how many of you have already known about this Google App Engine. If possible, can you please reply in the chat window? If you are already known about this Google App Engine, you can please reply yes in the chat window. Okay, thank you for your responses. Many yes and many no, and some 1 or 2 yes there. Okay, and now let me say that. But we know about the different services provided by the cloud. So the cloud providers provide many services for us. So basically, the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and the storage as a service that we know. Okay. So here, this app in it, specifically for platform as a service. So let us start. This is so Google App Engine. It is referred to as GAE normally. Okay, that is the thing available in your syllabus also. So it is often mentioned as GAE, or simply we will be saying as App Engine. Okay. So the main objective of this App Engine is to provide platform as a service and cloud computing platform for developing your web applications. Okay. So here what you can do is you use the platforms there. There are number of softwares, number of frameworks available there. You can use those frameworks and you can create your own web applications. You can share it with others. Okay, that is the main objective of this Google App Engine. And so how it is working is all the there's a Google App Engine. It contains number of applications or number of frameworks. All these applications are sandboxed and it run across multiple servers. How major this working occurs. Here in App Engine, what is the advantage you have is there is automatic scaling available in web application. So what is the advantage here is you can start using a web application or you can use the resource available in the Google App Engine for some extent. If suppose you need more, it will be providing you automatically. Once you need it, automatically it allocates more resources for you. That is the advantage of this particular Google App Engine. Okay. Next is what are all the platforms or the frameworks this particular Google App Engine supports. So here you can see it supports Java, .NET, Go, PHP, Python, Node.js, Ruby, etc. There are more languages also, but the major languages I have mentioned here. This is mentioned in the Google App Engine page also. Okay, these are the major programs or applications supported by this Google App Engine. So here specifically we are going to see about Python. Okay, as now the Python is been evolving to a greater reach. So what I have planned is to import this Python into your web applications and you can explain it to the students. But even though if you are not ready with Python or if you want to provide a Java or some other PHP or some other applications to your students, you can take that also. It is of very so these are the applications and so this service is free for a certain level. Okay, it is not free throughout. It is free for some level. After that, you will be charged. Okay, and once you log in into the account, okay, once you log in into the account, it will be asking for your credit card numbers and all those things. You need to provide the credit card numbers, and once you log in for the first time, it will be giving you $300. So those $300 you can use. So $300 worth resources you can use from the Google App Engine for free, but you cannot get the $300 as a refund. Okay, that is not possible. You can use the resources, for the worth of $300. Okay. After that, if you want to extend or if your particular web applications need more space or more resources, it will be charging you. The billing will be mentioned in the page. Okay, I will be showing it. But what is the disadvantage here we face while we take it to the students is we may not permit or we may not ask our students to enter the credit card numbers, all their credit card numbers and create an account, and all those things are not possible when we are taking it to the lab. Okay. So what we have done in this particular session is we have downloaded the cloud. We can download the cloud SDK environments and also the Python environment separately, and we can run. Okay. So all these things will be this Python will be present in our system. We will be making the resources working from our system, and but the server side execution will be done by this cloud, Google App Engine. Okay, so likewise we have planned so that you need not provide any credit card details to the App Engine. Okay, this is the major thing we are going to focus towards today's thing. So when you're getting to specifically towards Python, so the Python frameworks supported by this Google App Engine is it supports Django, CherryPy, Pyramid, Flask, Web2Py, and WebApp2. So almost most of the famous frameworks supported for this Python web app. Okay, all these things are supported by Google, so you can easily design this web app engine, easily design the web applications through this web app engine. Okay, so with no delay, we can directly get into the practical point of view. Okay, so just give me 2 seconds of time. Let me close this sharing and let me open a small video tutorial to you. See, first you want to open your browser. Okay, then you want to first thing we want to do is we want to download the Python. Okay, and after downloading the Python, we can download the SDK. Then we can install one by one. The procedure I will be saying, because downloading it takes some time and also installation takes some time, so that we may not be able to complete it with this particular session. Okay, so the downloading part and the installation part we have recorded and it will be displayed to you. And next, the execution part, we will be using demonstration mode. Okay, so let me continue with this video. So the links and all those things we will be sharing with you. Okay, after the completion of this video. So first we want to go to this particular site, that is python.org/downloads. Okay, so this site will take you to the Python page where you can see the downloads available. So there at the top you can see download Python 3.8.3, that is the recent version available. Okay, so whatever recent version available, that will be present at the top of this particular page. So once you identify that this particular page, you can just click over that particular download Python 3.8.3. Okay, so once you click, it will ask for the space where to save. So you save that file, and you can see the file is open for you. You can just open. So it will show you the links to install now or customize installation. Okay, as for the lab point of view, you need not take much stress over this custom installation. So you can directly go for install now. Okay, so this custom installation is not needed. You can directly click with this install now, and it will install it. Okay, so it will install Python 3.8.3. Now I am installing 3.8.3. If you need a older version in the same page, if you drop down, you can find the older version also. So whatever version you want, you can download from that particular page. Okay, and if your RAM is fast enough, it will download with the highest speed. Else, it will take some time. Okay, as this is a recorded video, we have skipped it and made it faster. Okay, so it looks so fast. It may take some time. So please be patient over it. So now the installation is almost over. Okay. So once the installation is over, it shows you that the setup was successful. Okay. Once it is seen, you can directly close it. Okay. And now you can check whether the Python is installed there. So you can find the things there. You can open it. You can open that 3.8.3 from your all programs, and there you can check whether the files are executing properly or not. Okay, so likewise this window will be opened like the thing I am giving us a print tests. I'm going to give a small test window to check whether it is working fine. So I am giving us test. So once I give it, you can see that it prints test. Okay, so which means the Python is working fine here. So, so Python point of view, we have completed the things. So the Python is working fine. Now we want to go to the cloud parts. Okay, so next we move to the cloud. So for that we need to give cloud.google.com/app engine/docs. Okay, the links I will be sharing. Okay, so don't worry about it. The links I will be sharing again, so you can try it. Okay, so once you give that cloud.google.com/app engine/docs, so you can see the same thing I have mentioned in my slide. That is, what are all the programs available there? Okay, so all the programs available there that is mentioned there. So these are the applications which run. So there you need to click the Python. Okay, there you need to click Python. Once you click the Python, it will show you the Python app engine and the contents and the preferred environment and all those things available there. So there you need to select the standard environment. So there are two environments, standard environment and flexible environment. Standard environment is free. Flexible environment you need to pay when you go for hiring. So we select the standard environments. So in standard environment, I am selecting Python 2.7.3, sorry 2.7, 3. So it supports 2 as well as 3. So whatever series of Python you use, you can get. So there you click this quick start. So once you click this quick start, this particular page will be open to you. Okay, so there you can see some cost and all those things given. You need not worry about that cost and things. You directly download this, download the SDK. This button will be available there. you need to download this SDK available. So as I said, the download will start now. So it will take you to the next page. Sorry, it will take you to the next page of this Cloud SDK. There you can see Cloud SDK installer. Okay, so the Cloud SDK installer, you please click that Cloud SDK installer. Now your download will start. Okay, and there the download has been completed. Okay, so once the download is being completed, you can now open the Cloud SDK installer, and now you can double click over it. And here you click next, then agree, and here you can choose whether you use for single user or multiple users. Okay, you can choose whichever is okay for you. And here I am choosing single user, and I click next. Now it will show the environment, what are the things, bundled Python cloud tools for PowerShell. Beta comments, if needed, you please click it. Now it is not much needed for me, so I just left and checked, and let me press the install button. So installation, it seems to be so quick, but it is not that quick. As it is a recorded video, we have somewhat skipped the installation part. So, so it will take some time to install there. Okay. So once the installation process is over, so it will be showing like this: Cloud, Google Cloud SDK. So wait, Google Cloud SDK has been installed. This will be displayed to you. Okay, clear? So now after that, you will be taken to this next page containing the completing Google Cloud SDK setup. There, create start menu shortcut, create desktop shortcut, start Google Cloud SDK shell, then run Google Cloud initiate. All these things will be already checked in. Okay. So here the last step is run gcloud.init. Okay. What this gcloud.init is, to initialize the cloud Google Cloud setup, you want to log in into your account. Okay. So if this particular thing is unchecked, you want to manually do it. Okay. Or if you have checked it, it will be doing automatically. We can see. Okay. Now you can click the finish button. So once everything is seen checked, you can click the finish button. So now after you click the finish button, now you can see the Cloud SDK is open for you. Okay, this is the actual Cloud SDK available. It as we have seen run gcloud init, it runs the gcloud init. Okay, so which says welcome to Google Cloud SDK, and it requires all the things that you need to diagnose, and it will be asking for whether you would like to log in. Okay, so here you need to give yes. Okay, you need to log in, so that only you can use the console. Okay, so so here you need to give Y, that is yes. Then press and enter. So it will take you to the browser, and it will ask whether you give permission to, whether you allow to use this Google Cloud SDK to access your account. You please allow it. Okay. So once you allow it, it will take you to the first. It will you can see there the localhost 8085. The page will be loading, and then it will take you to the Cloud SDK page. So please wait for that. So now you can see this page will be open for you. You are now authenticated with the Cloud SDK, Google Cloud SDK. Okay. So in this page, when you go to the bottom, if you are scrolling down, so you can see there are number of tools and tutorials available for you. If you are in need of these tools and tutorials, you can download it and you can view it. Okay. So now I am once again opening things. So two things become installed, that is the cloud, Google Cloud installer, Google Cloud SDK installer, and Python 3.8.3. Two things we have downloaded and two things we have installed. Okay, now what I am going to do is going to execute a sample program for this in this Google Cloud SDK. Okay, so whether this is followable, can you follow, or any convenience with this particular? Can I move with the same speed, or if I want to reduce my speed, you can please say. Yeah, thank you for your response. So, one as I will be explaining one example program, a sample program through this particular mode. Okay, then I will be explaining the next one through the demonstration. Okay, we can see both the program, how it executed and all those things. So here what I am doing is, first I am creating a new folder. Okay, so new folder I am creating, and there let me give some name. Okay, here I am giving as my sample projects. Okay, I am giving as my sample project. So any name you can give. Okay, so please brief installation Cloud SDK once again. Surely, sir, I will be repeating it at the last during the recap session. Surely. Thank you. So I have created the folder, okay, new folder. Next, what I want to do is one important thing I want to say to you now. That is, when you're getting into this Cloud SDK, that is, if you are working with this Google App Engine, you need to know one important thing: structuring. Okay. So while getting into this structuring, if you want to first, in this example, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to directly use a Python program, a small hello world web application from Python, and just going to end it. Okay. So nothing more is going to happen here. So for this, whatever web application or Python based web application you are going to use in Google App Engine, the structure is very important. What are the structure there is? For a simple web app, you need to create a app first. Okay, and you need to have an YAML file that is a .yaml file. Okay, so here also I am going to create two files. One is the Python file, okay, maybe index.py, and another one is the YAML file, app.yaml. This YAML file is to connect your browser, connect your application to the cloud. Okay, so for this configuration, okay, you are using this YAML file. So we can see how it is working. So what I can do is, so you just open a notepad, that is almost enough. Okay, you can open a notepad. Maybe a little slower, let me wait. So open your notepad. Okay, and I am going to type the Python file. Okay, so I am going to type the Python file first. So simply I am giving us print. This code let us execute again during the demonstration. Okay, so print content type. I am giving us a text slash plain. Okay, next a blank print. Next, I am giving a print with hi, welcome to the FDP. Okay, so now I would like to save. So as we have opened in Python file, you just get into this my sample project and save with the file name .py. Okay, so you need to give file name .py and please as save as type. Below that you can see save as type. There you select all files and click save. Okay, so once it is done, you can see the Python file saved there. So there too, as you have installed Python, the file's logo icon will be Python icon. Okay, so you can see, check with that. And next I am going to create the AMP file. So for that, let me open another one notepad. Okay, I am opening the notepad, and in that notepad, in the AMP file, it is a configuration file. Okay, so you need not buy out anything available in this YAML file. It is provided by the Google for you. Okay. So in the Google, in the cloud.google.com/app engine. So these links I will be giving it to you. So or else you can directly get into the Google search engine, and in Google search you just search for app.yaml. Okay, it will directly take you to this particular page. Okay, so this particular page shows how this configuration is being made. So here you can see runtime. Okay, runtime is Python. We are using Python. So there it is given as 2.7. Okay, if you are using 2.7 version, you can give it as 2.7. If you are going for greater versions, we have used 3.8. Okay, so you can use 3.8. Okay, but in greater version, some greater version is not supported by this Google App Engine. So normally we will be using this. Sorry, wait. Normally we will be using 2.7. Okay, so because it will the SDK is not supporting the latest version, so you can use, even though you use the greater version, you can give the runtime as Python 2.7. And next is the API version, it's 1. Next is thread safe. While using this Python and this SDK, the thread safe is not available for us, so we need not give this thread safe. But it is not possible for us to delete that particular line. So what you want to do is you need to have this thread safe false. Okay, and next to it you have different handlers there. So handlers, in the handlers you will be giving the URL. Okay, if you are having the app.yaml file in some folder, and if you are having the script in another folder, or the supporting files in some other folder, you need to give the full path there. Okay, and the next line is the script, which contains the name of the script which you are going to give. So these are the things available in the YAML file. Okay, so this you can get it from the app.yaml. So now let me get into this file and we can type the contents. Okay, here I am typing runtime Python 3.7 or 3.8. Normally we use 2.7. Okay, you use 2.7. API version is 1. Here I have used just 3.7. It may not work anyway. I need to change it. Okay, API version is 1 and thread save is false. Handler. So handlers you want to give, and you need to save it as add.yaml. Sorry, app.yaml. Okay, you save it as app.yaml, and the file will be like this. So our file will be like this. Runtime is Python 27. Then the API version is 1. Then I am using thread safe. It is false. Handlers, you can have this URL, and as the YAM file and the Python file I am having in the same folder, I need not give any path. Just this slash is enough. Okay. Next, let me get into this SDK. Okay, so in SDK, you can run this file. Okay, how to run this file is you need to go for Google Cloud. So Google-Cloud, then hyphen or a tab will take you to -SDK. Okay, then make a backslash and press the tab to get into the bin folder. Then make another one slash and get into the dev app server.py. Okay, this will be available. You can use tab. You need not type it. You can use tab. This is normal to the CMD command prompt which we use. Okay, so after that, leave a space and give the actual path in which you have created your file. Okay, so where you have created your file is I have created in this particular folder. Okay, so I am just copying it and taking it to there, and I am pasting it there. Now click enter. Okay, once it is done, you click enter. It will take some 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, to run, because it need to configure with the cloud. Okay, cloud, and then it will be running. So it takes some time. Based on your bandwidth, it will be working fine. Okay. So it executes the configuration file, configure with the network, and then it runs the Python file, and it will be checking for error. Okay, if there is no error, okay, it will be showing like this, and you need to go to the browser. Okay, because we are doing web application. Okay, and it is a server-based execution. Once you run it, so let me show it again. So once you run it, so wait for a minute. So there I need to give us localhost :8080. Okay, that is the link that will be provided in this particular running environment SDK. So you go to this localhost :8080. There your output will be displayed there. Okay, so this is what actually happens with this Google App Engine. So here you are executing a server-based execution using your cloud SDK and the Python. So here the output is the output showed to you is hi, welcome to the FBP. So the same thing which I have kept in the index.
നഴ്സറിയിലോട്ട് ചേർത്ത് അപ്പൊ അവര് കമ്പ്യൂട്ടർ വഴി ഉണ്ടെന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ് വെച്ചാൽ നിർത്തി വെച്ചെന്ന് കൊച്ചു പിള്ളേർക്ക് 7th വരെ ആയിട്ട്.
So that will be displayed there. Hi, welcome to the FDP. Okay. So this is what actually happens with this uh, Google App Engine. So hope we can directly get into this demonstration parts. Okay. So please give me some 2 minutes to open to share my entire window so that you can see how it is going to work. Okay. So I hope you can look into my window. So I have opened a new folder. Okay. So there, let me create one folder there. Okay, I am creating a folder. So first example. Okay, this is a folder I am creating. Okay. So inside that, I am going to create a Python file first. Okay. So please give some minutes. Okay. Okay, so here I am going to type that Python file. So similar to the thing we have seen in the video, print and giving contains hyphen type. Okay, and there I am giving text slash play. So this I have given, and next let me use some then here let me give some text to display. I'm giving hi welcome, and to save this. So I am saving in the first example. I am giving us index.py, and here you select all files, then save. So now one file we have created. Next you want to create the YAML file. So let me create the okay. So opening a new notepad, there I am typing runtime is Python then API version, it is 1. Then you need to give thread safe. Okay, it is false, and you need to give the handlers. Handlers, first you need to give URL. So sorry, hyphen URL colon the same path and next is the script index.py. Okay, and now I am saving it as app.yaml and make this as all files and save. Okay, so now both the things are saved in my system. Okay, now next what I want to do is I want to start the cloud SDK. So while starting your cloud SDK, okay, while starting your cloud SDK, please make one thing very clear. Okay, right click over this cloud SDK. So you can see in the left bottom, okay, left side bottom, I have this cloud SDK. You right click over it and you run as administrator. Okay, because while using web applications, you may be needed to install some other features also. Okay, so while coming to the next experiment, installing a huge web application, we will be seeing that how to import those things. So in such conditions, you may be in need to install many files from external source, that is from the cloud. Okay, so for that you may be in need of administrator permission. So you can use this run administrator. So you right click over this Google SDK and there you select run as administrator. Okay, so now your Google SDK has been opened.
Remember and understand application of knowledge in the written exam. In the lab, we need to do consistently beyond definitely for making through conduct investigation design. So now if I ask a student to implement an instead of remembering reproducing the circuit and implementing cash में जाना ना. But for this experiment, he forced.
Dear participants, kindly hear audio.
See now in the cloud SDK, I have said that is G Cloud init. Okay, so you can check that also. Okay, and so for that you need to give us G Cloud init. So once you signed in, it will be remaining in the signed in fashion. So repetition is not needed. Okay, but for to explain you, what you need to do is once this is open, there you can type G Cloud init and press enter. Okay, so if you are not signed in, okay, if you are not signed in, what it does is it will be taking you to the signing in portion. Okay. So now you can see that is as I have already signed in, it shows my account. Okay. So whether I want to report or reinitialize or create new configuration. So now I don't want anything. So let me give Control C, which is the termination. Okay. Okay. So in this cloud SDK shell, if you want to close any of the running command, you can use Control C to terminate the particular command. Okay. So now this is open. So how we can run this particular thing is, as I said earlier, you need to type Google Cloud. Then if you press tab, this SDK will be available. Okay, make a backslash, then search for bin using tab, then make another one backslash, then the dev app server. Okay, so make a space and in double quotes, so participants, can you look into my administrator cloud SDK, Google Cloud SDK shell window? So if anybody is not able to connect it, please inform. Yes. Okay, thank you. So inside this double quotes, I want to give the path. Okay, for that what I can do is just get into the folder. Okay, just get into this folder, and in that folder at the top you can see the entire path. Okay, you please copy that path. You copy that path, come back, and you paste it. You right click and paste it. So you can see. Okay, here in this name, Varun space C space M is available. So if I am not giving double quotes, what it takes is it takes from C to Varun and it will be finished. Okay, that's why I have used double quotes. If in your particular path, if there is no space, you can just write without double quotes. Okay. And after that, click enter. See, many of them in the chat box, I can see difficult to remember the steps. Request you to share the video after the session. Yeah, surely we will be sharing this recorded session as well as the video which I have shared. The link I will be giving it to you so you can use it. As well as at the end of this FDP, we will be sharing almost all these steps and the codes, etc. to you. Okay. So no issues about it. We will be sharing it. Don't worry. So now this entire thing has been executed. Maybe with some error, I think so. Okay. Okay, so let me do it. That is in a YAM file. It is saying the error in line 5. Okay, so you can check. So maybe some issue in my connection. Let me check that YAM file again. Okay, so it will be executed like this. First, skipping SDK update check and starting API server at some local host. Then it says starting module default running at this particular local host. So this is the address where your particular output will be available. Okay, so you need to now move to your output. Okay, so I am getting into this local host colon 88. Okay, local host colon 88. Okay, and now press enter. Host colon 8080. Now if I enter, so I will be getting the output. Hi, welcome to FDP, which I have given in the code. Okay. So this is how normally this particular simple things you can execute. Okay. Now getting into the bigger part. Okay, this is a simple application, so you can make it so easy when you go for huge applications. Okay, so let me stop this with the Control C. Let me show you another one example file here. Okay, I have created Google App Engine 01. Okay, this folder I have created. This code I will use. You can give it to your student also, or you can use some other codes which may be easy. So from where you need to get the code, all those things I will be explaining. Okay, so here in the Google App Engine, what are the things I have kept here is, this is the app.yum file. Okay, next I have the index file. Next I have the CSS file. Okay, next I have the py file. So 4 important files. This reference link is just to show you from where we have collected this data. Okay, this I will be sharing it to you. So these 4 are the important things we need to have: app.yum, index.html, main.css, to-do.py. Okay, these are the things available here. And inside images, I have kept a small image. Okay, so you can just download from net and you can use it. Okay, and getting into the codes. So getting into the code. So first we have the application. So in the application, just give the folder name. Okay, this is the application. Okay, next the version is 1. Next runtime is Python. Either you give us Python or Python 2.7, anything is okay. Okay, and next you give API underscore version, it is 1. Okay, and here handlers I am using. So for CSS, I can use /CSS. For images, I am using /images, and this to-do.python is somewhere in the folder. So if you want to denote somewhere in the folder, you can use like this /.star. Okay, so these are the things I am giving for handlers. Okay, and in index, these are the codes which you may be knowing, so I may not be explaining it. So just a HTML file containing some div tags and tabular columns to create a to-do list, to collect some details and to make an entry. Okay, and there is a main.css where you will be storing the CSS file, and in to-do.py. Okay, this thing you need to consider. You can use any web app code which you have. Okay, whatever web application code you have, you can directly use it. Okay. Okay. So here, whatever web application code you have, you can use it. one important thing you need to do is all these things you need to import from Google App Engine. Okay, because this one is running using the WSGI web app framework. Okay, Web Python web app framework. I have not installed it in my system. Also, I have not taken it from the console. Okay, if I am running this in the console, I will be showing it in the next part. If I am running it in the console, I can use this without importing. I can directly import from the console and use. Okay, because here I am not using any console, or I haven't installed these things in my system or in my SDK. What I can do is you can directly give like this from google.appengine.api import users, then the web app, import run underscore WGA app. So these things you need to import into the app. Okay, so if only these things will be changing, other things will be the same code which you are going to have. Okay, and at the last you have this run underscore WSGA underscore app of application, which is to run this. Okay, normally that you will be having it in your web application. Okay, so whatever web application code you have in Python, you just add these contents there and make such a editing, that is only for this WSGA application. You add it. Okay, so now to run this particular program, the same way you can run. Okay, and you can go to the SDK, uh, Google hyphen cloud slash SDK, sorry, hyphen SDK, then slash, you would select the bin slash select dev app server space, so inside double quotes you copy contents, the path, copy the path, just copying the path and I am pasting it there. Okay, now enter. So please wait for some time. So hope the things got fine. Okay. There may be some. So localhost colon 8080. I'm getting into that. Expecting output. It is taking me to the page. Yeah, fine. Okay. So things made it, but actually the page will be the login page. As I have logged in to this, it directly taken to this will be the home page. Okay, so you can create new to do, you can log in, so you can log in this page and you give some mail ID there and click login. Okay, it will take you to this particular page. Okay, so there you can give this and you can create. So this is what a simple web application which we have made it. Okay, so if you wish to have this code, let me share these codes again. So any doubt in this particular session, any difficulties? So let me share you a small link. You can make note of it. And you can. So to download Python, so first step we have done is we have downloaded the Python file. Okay. So this is the first one. To download Python, you can use this particular link. Okay. So hope it is available in your chat window. You can look into it. Okay. To download Python, you can use this particular link, and to download Cloud SDK, you can directly click over this link which I am sharing here in the chat window. Okay, so you can connect to the Cloud SDK through this particular link. Okay, and next. And next, where to get the codes. So we are normally using the GitHub. Many of them may be knowing about this GitHub. Okay. So if you are already using, you can get it from there. And let me share the GitHub link here. Okay, this is a sample application they have created for the Uber. Okay, the Uber platform, they have created a sample application. That code I have shared here, the link. You can download many codes from this particular GitHub website. Okay, because this particular, when considering this particular lab for the students, they are not concentrated about any specific web application. So make some simple web application so that the students may be find easy for that. And one question, sir, once Cloud SDK is installed, is it necessary to be online to execute? Yes, surely. Because we are running from the cloud, so surely we need internet facility. If any changes done in the Python file will be reflected dynamically in the browser by just refreshing it, or do we need to run it again? This will be automatically reflected there. Okay, no, don't worry. If we make any change in the Python file, that will be reflected in the Cloud SDK itself. If you check in, if you make some changes, and if you check into the Cloud SDK, you can find the changes. It will be showing these are the changes you have made, whether this should be reflected. Likewise, it will be showing in the SDK. So you can directly refresh and get the things. And one more link I want to share it with you is this is the installation video which I have shared in the first session. Okay, so to get the video tutorial, you can use this particular link, and the code which I have used. Okay, so that you can download from this particular link. The codes which I have used for this particular session, that sample web application as well as the web application for to-dos. Okay, so those things you can download from this particular page which I have shared to you in the chat window. So now if you are having any doubt, you can please raise your hands, or you can just ask in the chat window.
Yeah. हम लोग क्या ऑप्टिकल नहीं देंगे कैसा वो तो कैसा भी आ जाना
Dear participants, if you have any doubts, you can ask either by using a chat window or you can raise your hand.
So any feedback link will be provided here. Yes, ma'am. At the last end of the session, we will be sharing the feedback link, and you will need to fill it. Will you share the recorded sessions, or at the end of the FDP, after the end of all the sessions, we will be sharing this recorded session, the entire recorded sessions with you, and we will be sharing the link with you from where you need to get all the details through mail. Whether only one app.yaml file is sufficient to run with more than one Python or core file. Yeah, sir, surely one app.yaml file is enough, because we have one main file and we will be connecting all other files to that particular main file, or we will be calling from that particular file. So it is enough to have one app.yaml file and link with that particular main file or the core file. And last, let me share one thing, a console, okay, because let me show it to you. This console we haven't I haven't shown to you. Okay, so let me show it to you. So hope you can see. This is the Google Cloud Platform console. So it is main page. Okay. So here what you can do is you can create your new project from here. Okay. And using that cloud shell, similar to SDK, you have the cloud shell here. Using that you can run. Okay. So at the top you can see your free trial is waiting. Activate now to get $300. So you will be $300 will be credited, and you can utilize that resources up to $300. Okay, I have just showing it to demonstrate you, so I haven't used this account. Okay. Also, you have all the tutorials here, okay, and with which you can just import the things into your cloud shell and you can run. Okay, similar to that, you have this cloud shell. My first project, this is the project I have created. So if you want to create new project, you can create from here. You click over it and you click new project will be created. Okay, so if you want to run with this cloud console, you can use this particular platform, but it is free only for a limited, and by logging into it, it will be asking for the credit card details and all those things. So it is not possible for students to get logged into it for lab. Okay, if you are using for some research purpose, you can use this particular platform. Okay, so for that you need to use this particular link, that is console.cloud.google.com. So I have shared the link. With this, you can get into the thing. So there is no trial period, sir, for this platform as a service. Only the thing is based on the credit. Okay, you have $300, you can use the $300, And once the $300 is completed, there is no particular point you need to complete it within 1 day, 2 days. That is not an issue. So when you are finished with the $300, you need to pay again. And one more question, sir. Could you please address the issues of energy efficiency in resource management at cloud data centers? Sir, I am not getting the specific question, but commonly what I understand is surely there will be issues in energy efficiency. That is, it consumes more power, and for cooling system it consumes more power. For 24/7 the hard disk or the storage need to be running, so for that it takes more power, and the total power consumption is very high considering this cloud data centers. And for this energy efficiency, what we can do, I am not having the accurate solution for that, but we can think of having some flexible storage system or some flexible management system with which already many service providers are having such environment where the whatever space it is actually running, that particular storage space will be made running and the other things will be kept idle. So likewise, we can plan for some efficient algorithm with which we can make only limited space running or the limited service running, and the remaining space may be taken to idle state so that the energy may be stored, I think so. But there is no accurate solution with me. I haven't any research based on this efficiency in cloud data center, but we can request the participants here, maybe some EC based or EEE based participants may be available. They can think about this, and if they are able to get some solution with that, we can import our algorithm also, so we can make some other solution for that. It's a good question, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? Anyone ask questions?
So if we want to write programs in Java, could you please give a brief about configuration? Ma'am, you need not worry about anything regarding configuration of Java or Python. Just whatever methods we have followed here, you need to follow there also. Okay. There, while we are selecting the SDK installer, we have selected for Python. Okay. But when you want to use Java, you select it for Java. Okay, and the remaining procedure is same. The app.yum you will be getting from the cloud provider itself. That too is similar. You can use that. Okay, so the configuration is not a matter. So I have answered for you, Mr. Aravinda. So any other questions?
Varun sir,
Yeah, ma'am.
shall we wind up the session? Shall we wind up the session? Any other
Just
questions,
let me
participants?
share the feedback form.
Feedback link. Okay.
The feedback form is being shared in the chat window. Kindly fill this feedback form.
Okay, thank you for your wonderful presentation, Arun sir. Hope
Thank you,
that
ma'am.
all the participants have understood the concept of Google App Engine. Management for providing this opportunity to conduct this FDP. And also I thank the organizing team, Dr. R.P. Andrew Kumar, Anthony sir, he has given all the background support, and Varun sir, the organizer, as well as the resource person of today. I thank everyone. I thank all the participants for attending this session patiently. Thank you. Kindly fill the feedback.
So you can just fill the feedback form. So till now only 46 responses, 47, 49. So if you have filled the feedback form, you can leave. So tomorrow join through the same link. Angeline ma'am, if you are not able to get the link or if you are not able to fill the feedback form, please mail us. The problem you face, please send us through mail. We will be considering it, ma'am. Angeline ma'am, hope you got the answer. And Sunita ma'am, the same. If you are not able to fill it, please send us a mail noting that what the problem you have faced, so that we will be correcting it and we will be providing your attendance. So all the materials and the recorded videos and the video tutorials, whatever we used, we will be putting in a page and we'll be sharing the link at the end of the FDP.